So recently I got an anon that said, could you possibly write something or make a video on you getting raped and how you're getting through it? I really need the advice. So for anyone watching, including this anon, this is for you, and I really hope it helps. First of all, you should never be ashamed to ask for help, because chances are there's someone out there who's feeling the same exact way as you, and even if there's not, there's a bunch of people who are willing to help you and talk you through it, and they want to make you happy. You need a support group, or maybe not even a group, but maybe it's just one person who understands you, or who is willing to understand you and get to know you and sympathize for you. If you don't want sympathy, then find empathy. Find someone who knows what you're going through. This is my support group, my empathizer, my sympathizer, my everything. And if you think you're alone, really you're not, because maybe it's just you who's closing yourself off from the world. So don't think that you're alone in this, because really you're not. At all. And like just be happy, because honestly, it sounds mean, but there's nothing that you can do to take back what happened, because you don't have a time machine. Nothing like that's been invented yet, so you really can't go back in time. And the only thing that you can do is tell yourself that you're strong for still being here today. Breathing, like, in and out, blinking, being alive, being able to move, like, walk, breathe, everything. That's a blessing in itself. And you're so lucky to be here today at all. If you think that, like, you're miserable, maybe things would be better off if you weren't alive, it really wouldn't. Because people are going to be so sad once you're gone. And people are probably going to be feeling the same way that you're feeling right now, and you wouldn't want to put that on anyone else. I would never wish this upon anyone else. No matter how badly I would want someone to know what I was going through, I wouldn't ever want anyone to have to go through what I went through, or what she went through, or what you're going through. And if you ever need help, just ask anyone. The way this anon asked me just on Tumblr, that itself is strong. Even if it was on anon, it takes a lot to ask for help, to admit that you need it. And that's just like 2 more steps to overcoming what you're going through.
Well, I think that the first thing you need to do is just accept that it happened, because it did, and it's not gonna, like, not be there. But you just have to recognize that the only thing you can do is really move forward and just stop lingering in the past. Like, just, I know it's hard not to think about it, but I mean, you're gonna get past it at some point, so why not get past it now?
On the other hand, there's people out there who don't understand that what they're going through, yeah, it may happen to a lot of people, but that doesn't mean that it's something that you should overlook, because it's something you need to address. And you may not need to tell someone you don't want to do anything about it. You don't want to get that person in trouble for what, like, happened to you, but it's your choice to not tell people. If you want to tell one person and one person only, that's up to you. If you want to tell a lot of people, that's up to you. If you want to do something about it, that's up to you. But just know that whatever you decide, that's your decision, and you're doing what's right for you. Make sure it's not for anyone else but for you. And make sure that you love yourself, because how do you expect anyone to love you if you do not love yourself? You need to be happy, and you need to surround yourself with things that make you happy. Like, if you if you love the color red, I love the color red, then wear red as often as you can. If you have a favorite animal, get as many of that animal that you can. My favorite animal is an elephant. I have a ton of stuffed animal elephants and little, like, trinkets and stuff, and it makes me happy every time I see it. And like, if you have a best friend, then hang out with them as often as you can. If you want to be alone and that's the type of person you are, be alone. But do that if it makes you happy. If you're just trying to make yourself sad and you're comfortable with being sad, don't let that get to you. You need to overcome that. Because even being happy for a little bit, even if you know it's going to go away soon, it's worth it. Because it's better than just feeling mediocre or sad all your life and never trying. Achieve. Like, you can't achieve if you don't try.
And don't just sit around and, like, drown yourself in your sorrows, because, like, at some point I know that's what feels like the best thing to do, but really, just push yourself, like, get out there and do things that make you happy. Like, like what she said, as often as you can, just surround yourself with the positive things and just be as happy as you can, I guess. Like, it's really easier than you think. It's not like a easier said than done type thing, because you can take it from us.
Obviously.
Yeah. And just know also that what happened to you in your situation and your story, it was not your fault. Like, we don't know your story, but we know that it's not your fault ever. Don't ever
assume
blame
that.
yourself. Ever.
We've both been through that. We've both thought about it. It's not your fault. It's not our fault. It was never our fault. It's not your fault. You never asked for that to happen to you.
Don't let that thought ever go through your head again.
And don't let what society tells you be right. If you think what's right and wrong, then that's up to you.
What you were wearing, where you were,
what you were doing, it's not your fault.
Not you.
And it's not even just for this. It's for anything. But there's a lot of people that are afraid to ask for help for anything, not just this situation. But you really shouldn't be, because there's people who want to help you. And there's people who've been what you're going through, and, like, just take into consideration the different things that people can see and, like, the way they see life. And if someone tells you these things to be happy and try to be optimistic, you can't just say, oh no, it's not going to work. You have to try. If you don't try, like, you won't be happy again. And sometimes when people do ask for help, that's as far as they go. They don't, after they get it, they don't take it. You need to take that advice, and you can't ignore it. You can't ignore your situation either. It's not going to go away. Yeah, it can become, you can forget it, I guess, a little bit, but it's always still going to be there.
It's a part of you, and if you become a person you want to be, like a happy person, and if you love yourself, then like you'll learn to love that too, because it just makes you who you are, and
you won't be ashamed
just shapes the person you become, and you're so much stronger in the end and happier.
So won't you want to say that you were strong enough to get through it, and that you did what so many people probably thought would be impossible?
And you overcame it and became happy, and like, just, it's a good feeling. Just try. Put yourself out there. Ask for help if you need it. If you just want to be alone, be alone, but don't drown yourself in your sorrows.
And just focus on what you have, not what you don't. Focus on everything that you can still do from this point. You still can live your life. You can still have a career and be successful and be happy and find love and be loved and love in return. And just remember that you can always find a reason to smile. I really hope this helped, and if anyone needs to talk about what they're going through, even if it's not just this situation, like, just don't be afraid to ask us or anyone else on Tumblr, because honestly, there's a lot of good people on here, and it's just a good place to be. So,
and if you want, you don't have to be on Anon. You can just like answer privately or whatever you want. Yeah.
That way we can better help you. But that's all. Thanks. Bye.